with me, Joe. It's Thoughtful Thursday, and I'm thinking, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me?
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Yeah.
It's the Joe Show. Today's Thoughtful Thursday was inspired by a question I stumbled on the subreddit r/insightful questions, and the question reads, what is the difference between loving someone and being in love with somebody? In the answers to this question, somebody brought up the Greeks and how they classified love, and I thought it would be a great Thoughtful Thursday because it's something we always think about. What is love? But how can we not get hurt? So let's identify the 6 ways that the Greeks identified how to love in its lifetime, apply them to our everyday life, and maybe we can save ourselves some heartache once we understand and think about love. There's no better place to start a conversation about love than with the word philia, or as the Greeks pronounce it,
Philia.
philia, 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 philia? Aphilia is what you might be saying when you're thinking about philia, because it is the kind of love that is common in deep friendships. The concept of philia was actually developed by Aristotle in his best known work on ethics, Nicomachean Ethics, if I'm saying that right. And philia is expressed as loyalty to friends, or what he called brotherly love. Hey man, I love you like a brother, which means I feel you. So the next time you're hanging out with your friends and they say, I love you, you can say back, I feel you too, and they'll know that you love them like a brother or a sister. Next up, we got the concept of storge, or as the Greeks would pronounce it,
Storgi.
storge. And storge is defined as a familiar love like that of a parent and a child. It was actually rarely used in the works of ancient Greek philosophy and pretty exclusively used to define the relationships between families. It was also used to express the love that maybe someone felt for their favorite sports team or even their country. That sort of familiar love. After feeling that friendly love and that familial love, you might begin to experience eros, or as the Greeks would pronounce it,
Ros.
it's almost like the E is silent. Ros,
Ros.
ros,
Ros.
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 Ros is actually the stem for the word erotic, so you know we're gonna get into some relationship love here. In fact, the modern version of this word, erotas, means bow chicka wow wow, intimate love. And the eros type of love can actually be broken down a little bit further into a couple different phases. The first phase is called ludus, which is a playful sort of love, like when you have a crush on someone. You're so cute, shut up. No, you shut up. No, you shut up. No, seriously, shut up. I'm just kidding. Ludus usually turns into eros, or this intimate love, but it can also turn into mania. And mania type of love is where you derive your own self-worth from that other person, or as we call it in modern days, you're codependent. Don't go into love mania. It's not a good look, whether you want to call it mania or codependency. Either way, you gotta love yourself, and we're gonna get to self-love, don't you worry. We're not there yet, as eros turns into a final form called pragma. And this is a deep, mature, enduring love like the one between an old couple. It's the kind of love that comes along after putting a lot of time and effort into a relationship. So to recap, we got the ludus might turn into mania, oh my god, you have to love me. Or eros, damn, you're looking good. And then finally it moves into pragma, where you just love each other. But no matter what, the old saying goes that you can't love someone else unless you love yourself first, and that is a concept of philaphia, or as the Greeks would say it,
Φιλαυτία.
Philaphia, or the concept of self-love. In ancient Greek writings, this has in fact been conceptualized as both a basic human need and a moral flaw akin to vanity and selfishness. And so the Greeks further divided this into a positive and negative love. Positive philaphia is where you have self-compassion for yourself. You forgive yourself for your mistakes. And a negative philaphia is when you love yourself too much, not even narcissism, you're just in love with yourself. So when you're embracing the concept of philaphia, have that positive self aspect, that self-compassion, forgive yourself for your mistakes, love yourself, but don't overdo it. And once you have that self-compassion and self-love, and maybe even share that with someone else, you can start moving into the final forms of love. The first one is called xenia, or as the Greeks pronounce it,
Xenia.
xenia. Xenia is the ancient Greek concept of hospitality, or the love that you show somebody who's far from home. Maybe a stranger, maybe a guest. You take them in, you shelter them, you feed them, you give them warmth, you help them out. Is that hospitality, that love of others to take care of them. And now we've reached the final form of love. This is the one-winged angel of love, the Sephiroth of love, known as agape, or as the Greeks pronounced it,
Agape.
agape. This is totally unconditional love. You're just handing it out to anyone that wants it, and even people that don't want it. You're just like, I don't care what you want. This is unconditional. I love you. I love you. You're like Oprah. You get some love. You get some love. You get some love. You all get some love. The highest form of this is a martyrism, sacrificing your own self for the love of others to keep them alive or keep them going because you just love them so much. Agape is the feeling of total and unconditional love. So going back to the original question on what's the difference between being in love with somebody and loving someone, we now have the vocabulary to define that. Being in love with somebody is entering into that eros phase with maybe a little ludus thrown in, right? You got a little crush on somebody, you really like them, and you start developing those feelings. But being in love with somebody is that pragma feeling, that you have been together through thick and thin, and you are really in love with that person. You can love somebody with the eros and with the ludus, but being in love with somebody, truly being in love with somebody, that's that pragma. You've built towards that over years and years of love. So how do you feel about love? Let me know in the comments what love is to you and how you define love. And I hope that I expanded your vernacular here of love, and that you can describe your love with your friends, family, and that person at the orgy just a little bit better. And that's been today's Joe Show. If you like my content, hit that subscribe button and mash that bell to get a notification every time I upload a new video. In the meantime, if you got something thoughtful, you can send it to hijoeshow@gmail.com. And until next time, think something good because I love you.